Hey friends, I just wanted to take a quick moment to ask if you could check out the Blood Donut Studios Patreon. There's no obligation, of course, but if you're a fan of what we do, you can get all kinds of fun things like Star Trek commentaries, early access to our Star Trek reviews, extra bits of fresh-faced comics, and your name in the description of every Blood Donut video. That'll all be linked below. Thank you for your time. On with the show. Hello and welcome to Fresh Face One Shots. My name is Joey.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we are back with Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman. This is issue number 3, officially, I guess, the halfway point of Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman. This is Gods and Corgis. I love a George Perez Wonder Woman reference. It's great. I love the cover.
I was going to say, cover tributing Perez's Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. Issue, I don't know if this is doing a pre-established story reference. I don't think so.
I think this is. I think the implication is this is meant to be during the whole first Ares arc from Perez's Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because Steve keeps saying that we're in the middle of the whole Ares thing, and there are a lot of whole Ares things. But
it's
the
like,
fact that
it's one of those. Do you know how little that narrows that down?
That's right, yeah. But the fact that this cover is specifically tributing Perez Wonder Woman, then I think I think it's fair to say that this is set during that arc. That's what I would think at least. So,
I have a feeling this might be our last flashback.
Potentially, because now we've had a specific issue for each of the three Trinities,
so
and also we're pushing forward the Steve plot a lot more here. So I'm curious about that. Yeah, this is now an issue focusing on adult Trinity, as she just. It shouldn't be a surprise that adult Trinity is actually the biggest fuck up of the three of them, but she is, and I like that is what King is exemplifying here about her character. Like, it's that she's the one that keeps screwing up and keeps having to go back in time and change things, and it's
being really bad at time travel.
Yes,
like
first off, shout out to Bill Ortega for drawing an amazing Wonder Woman. She doesn't get to draw Diana much throughout this issue, but I really love her Diana. It's really good.
I kind of want her on the main run, like
right. I would love to see at least one arc drawn by Bill and Ortega in the main run proper.
Because I know she was on all the backups.
Yeah, but Diana hardly ever showed up in those. Really, did she ever show up in those at all? I don't think so.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just like her Diana here. I would like to see more of it, and I would like to see her in the main run, on the main run at some point. That would just be nice. But yeah, we are specifically saving. It looks like Damien Corgi here, as adult Trinity is going to save him from what is the name of this particular creature here?
Cerberus,
but
it's Corgis.
It's Corgi Cerberus, which is just, of course it is. I love it. Look, we need to really just go back in time and really look at how far this has spiraled from one particularly funny backup story from Wonder Woman, and just now we're here. Now we're here at Corgi Cerberus, and it's fun. I can't lie. It's great. It's a great time. But yeah, we have Trinity trying to save Damien Corgi, and in the process, her mother getting killed in the past by Corgi Cerberus, and so. After being reprimanded by her other two selves, she goes back in time and tries to save her mother. And in saving her mother, Damien Corgi dies, and so she has to go back in time again and do the same thing. And in some timelines, both of them die. In some timelines, only one of them dies. And it's a continual running gag here. That is very funny. But somewhere along the line, eventually, she sticks around long enough in this flashback here in this other time period
to meet a very young Steve Trevor.
Yeah,
which I think is interesting. Is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the implication is that she's never really met her dad.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. He died before she was born,
and she doesn't ever say it. But it's that very human. I have to meet my dad at least once. Timeline be damned.
Just that immediate, the way she jumps in for the hug. It's so sweet. There's a really sweet immediate connection between the two of them. But also, adult Trinity is still kind of a fuck up and doesn't quite know what to do in this situation, so she decides ultimately on punching out her father and then going back and changing the timeline again,
and then again. I do like the full page of all of her gets knocked down, gets back up again, has to redo it. It's a little stretching the rules of time travel to breaking point.
Yeah,
but, oh well.
I think also I would almost argue like this is because we're focusing so much on adult Trinity here in a story that isn't her talking to the Sovereign. This might be the strongest Trinity characterization we've had so far. Like I really love her in this issue. I really do.
It feels like she has. It feels like after all this time, King has a sense of who Trinity is. Mm-hmm. At least
I think I like because. I mean, not to say I've always loved child and teenage Trinity because they're always fun characters, but it always feels like King is.
They're a bit one note.
Yeah, because you know they're a kid and a teenager. You know, there's only so far you can stretch that. You know, when they're not the main focus of who this character is. The main focus of who this character is her as a literal infant and as an adult.
And I mean, it's important to note their previous appearances in the backups have been intentionally meant to be lighthearted fluff, which has that double-edged sword of not being quite so deep. I'm not going to say that this is the deepest characterization, but this is a solid characterization.
Yeah,
of Trinity.
It is a big step in the right direction, and I like this continued idea of like every time she goes back in time, she always leaves just early enough so that she doesn't have to face her father again. But just one more time, she stays around long enough. And
not intending to,
but she stays around long enough to see Steve again. And I love this scene between the two of them. We're doing very much the classic sort of time travel thing of like, oh yeah, a guy doesn't know that he's talking to his future daughter thing. But it's like, it's really sweet because Steve is so, dare I say, like naturally a father, and like he's always kind of given off that vibe, to me at least in the comics I've read Steve Trevor in the past. And Steve talks to her kind of like she's actually his daughter, like in this time period, and he's just so nice and warm to her, and you can see Trinity is actually like comforted by this, and it's a really sweet scene. And ultimately she does punch him out again, but I don't know, this scene and this particular issue just did so much for me. I really loved this. I don't know, it makes sense. But it doesn't all end there, because after saving Bat Corgi, we do get one last little hint that Steve is somehow escaping, not quite death.
The underworld?
Escaping the underworld? Like, he's definitely still dead.
He's dead. Well, yeah, well, this is the River Styx. This is Karen, the ferryman, who gets punched out for some reason. I feel like that's going to be the back half of this miniseries' plot. Like,
Steve has made it out somehow, and they have to. I'm assuming they're gonna have to ultimately make the choice to send him back, and that's gonna hurt as well. That makes me really sad. Because I think this issue did a lot to really make me feel for the Steve and Trinity relationship. The relationship that really has only just begun, realistically. But you get the sense that Trinity has always felt a great affinity for her father, despite never knowing him.
Well, like it's this. He's built up like a myth in her mind because he's Steve Trevor. He's the paramour of Wonder Woman, which is interesting. Always interesting. I know that it's the problem. You had me read the Perez run where he isn't, and that is
yeah. When like most other Steve Trevor portrayals are. Yeah, sorry about that. Press Order one's really good though. It's the problem. It's in a way the big other time when we've seen Trinity sort of react this way to Steve was when she's a kid and she sees the statue of Steve and she's, that's my dad, and she's like really excited to see this, and it's this image of him that is built up in her mind, and we learn that through adult Trinity that she never really stopped thinking of him that way. And I think that's a really sweet idea that we see like physically manifesting itself as she actually meets him. Great idea. Looking forward to the rest of the miniseries. This is a great issue. Big fan of this one. So I think that does it. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out other Fresh Face one-shots we do. We cover Super Ramp by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King. Obviously, as such, we're covering Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman. We're also covering Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, the end of the Long Halloween saga, which we're almost at the end of, which is very sad. We're also covering The Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone, while it still exists. And after that, we'll be going into Unbreakable X-Men, and seeing how that goes. Also, check out the main podcast, Fresh Face Comics. At the time of this releasing, we have recently put out our 100th episode of Fresh Face Comics. It's a really, really cool episode. We had a great time with it, a great conversation, and we were able to celebrate the podcast in its own way. We have a Marvel block coming up. We're covering some Amazing Spider-Man by Stan Lee. We're picking up with Volume 4, which is like the end of the Steve Ditko stuff, going into the John Romita stuff, which is really exciting. So be on the lookout for all that. Also, check out the Patreon, Blood and Studios Patreon. You can get all kinds of fun things there, such as early Star Trek reviews, Star Trek commentaries, Fresh Face extras, more of Fresh Face comics. It's all kinds of fun stuff. Also, you get your name in the description of every Blood Donut video, as well as if you go over there, you can also like buy posts individually. I know someone did that recently for our extra thing we did for episode 100. Basically, if you heard episode 100, there's a special little thing in there that I was able to record Jacob's reaction for. So Jacob's reaction to that thing is up on the Patreon. So if you wanted more of that, and you wanted to see Jacob blubber like an idiot, you can find that there.
I've blubbered like an idiot, and it is, it's
it's great. Be sure to also check out our link trees, our socials. Everything will be in the description below. You can follow us wherever you want to follow us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, Blood Donut Studios. Any support means the world to us. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan
and Jacob Licklider.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.